Yo, what's up, guys? NazUFC here, back with another video. It's a UFC video. We're going to talk about the pre-order deluxe edition, everything which you get included with pictures. We're going to talk about the controls, the new controls that will be for UFC 5. So it's changed a bit. I'll address that in a second, and I'll speak about anything that really comes to mind. So to start off with, this is the pre-order deluxe edition bundle. Thank you to this man who sent it to me, by the way. He sent me this poster. For some reason, when he loaded UFC 4, he was able to see this, which is strange because this doesn't happen to me. Um, so yeah, he took a screenshot and sent it to me. Thank you very much. But over the past few days, they've been releasing more and more pictures. When we was given the option to pre-order the deluxe edition, it was a lot of text. We really couldn't see what we was going to get, but finally, we can see everything now. Thank God. But here it is. We've got McGregor. So I'm going to show you guys McGregor and Leon first because this is the most recent update. So if I zoom into Edwards like this, put him in the middle, that's what Leon Edwards looks like. He don't really look different to what he currently looks like right now. Doesn't even look like he's aged, bro. He looks the same. 2015 Leon, I'm pretty sure that's the Leon that lost to Kamaru Usman. I think that's why they're showing this version of him. And then we've got the 2013 Conor McGregor. So this is debut McGregor. This is the McGregor that was going 50 G's to Dana White down the mic. And I'm pretty sure they used this picture, which I'm about to show you for reference, that one. Because of how his hair comes down like that. Because if you type in 2013 McGregor, all these images of him, he has his hair slicked back with like gel. But here you can see his hair's kind of falling to the side like that, and you can see the side of his hair's all shaved, you know. His shorts will look different because this is like a sponsored short. I don't think EA can show that. But yeah, if we look back at McGregor here again, you can see his hair's falling down. But in other pictures, loads of other pictures, his hair's slicked back. So I think they went for that look, that 2013 post-fight interview Conor McGregor look. And yeah, good job on EA. They smashed it on that. I can't lie. 3 Bruce Lees are going to be included. I know you guys know this already. Bruce Lee's been in nearly every UFC game, and yeah, the lightweight one looks cool. He's got like claws on his chest. Pretty cool, if you ask me. So we'll just go over everything that's included. We got Fedor, amazing. Ali, I didn't play Undisputed, but someone said Ali was in one of the Undisputed games, so he's coming back in a game. Sweet. Tyson, he was in the UFC too, so he's making a return. You get 3 days early access. That's beautiful, especially if you're a content creator. Online career mode XP boost. So that new game mode, which is meant to be like created fighters only, and I heard there's a stand and bang option too. You can get an XP boost, and I'm guessing if you level up fast, you'll be able to unlock like cosmetics for your created fighter faster and shit like that. So if you're interested in all that, go for it. 30th anniversary. By the way, Venetti means cosmetics. Like shit doesn't affect you in game. The day UFC becomes pay to win is when it ruins. So I hope UFC never becomes like that. Could you imagine like you can buy like punch power? That would suck. But yeah, you got John Jones before he lost by DQ, I'm guessing, or before he was even a champ. Probably under the influence of steroids too. Izzy back in his kickboxing days. Shevchenko back in her kickboxing days. Volk back in his rugby days. He was a lot heavier back in his rugby days, so I wonder if this will be a heavy, weight class version of him, or will it just be a featherweight skin? Who knows? We already went over these, but we got the Leon 2015 UFC version, Conor McGregor debut UFC version. We've got the Bruce Lees, and yeah, that's basically it. That's the pre-order bundle for you guys. So I've already pre-ordered. I don't know about you guys. Let me know if you guys have too. But I'm really just looking out for that 3 days early access and Mike Tyson, bro. That's really what I want it for. And yeah, moving on, guys. We're going to talk about the controls for this game. So, right, guys. So, on X or Twitter, if you still call it that, Combat Esports Media put up some UFC 5 news, which we received yesterday. So, the thing that caught my eye the most... Oh, let me move my camera out of the way, guys. So, I'll move myself down here. So the thing that caught my eye the most was the uppercut input has changed to R1 square plus triangle. So this was actually said by a developer of the game. So this is facts. And I really don't know how I feel about that because I'm holding the controller in my hand and I'm throwing combos which I would usually throw in UFC 4, which would include an uppercut. And mate, it's weird. It's gonna take a lot of time getting used to, and I don't mind it. I just want to know why they changed it, and I hope there is a good reason because you got to think the uppercut's been the same way since the start of UFC 3. That's a good 6 years. We have to change for the players who have played since UFC 3, early UFC 3. We need to change how we throw an uppercut. It's been ingrained into our brains on how to throw it. So this is going to be very strange, you know. Even for UFC 4 players, 3 years of throwing the uppercut by pressing down triangle and circle together is going to be a weird change when you have to throw it by now pressing R1 plus square or R1 plus triangle. So yeah, so it's going to take a few days or weeks getting adjusted to that new uppercut input. But I wonder if they just swap the overhand and the uppercut around. So I wonder if it's triangle circle to throw an overhand now, or if not, what is the overhand input? Um, and yeah, I really don't understand the change. Let's just hope it's a blessing in disguise. And yeah, I don't know why EA would try to fix something that wasn't broken in the first place. It was perfect. Triangle and circle to throw an uppercut, beautiful. The buttons were right next to each other, just press them together, and that was it. Cool, guys. So another thing I want to address is everyone's saying bring back UFC 2 controls. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it under the comment section in my videos, and it receives a lot of likes and it gets a lot of engagement, right? I really don't know why people want UFC 2 controls back because UFC 2 controls got a lot of negative feedback, and it was one of the main reasons why parrying, which was in UFC 2, got removed. And yeah, so if you guys are aware, UFC 2 had parrying where you were able to catch your opponent's shot. And if two good players were to play each other, it just looked like a parry match. They were able to catch each other's punches. It looked like a game of tennis to me. And yeah, luckily EA got rid of that, so it was removed for UFC 4, pardon me, UFC 3, and it allowed for blocking and head movement and footwork to be the center stage of primary defense in the game, which was good because it made the game more realistic, in my opinion. You don't see a lot of parrying in real life. I wouldn't mind seeing parrying come back, but not. It should be a lot harder to do, a lot harder, because it was way too easy on UFC 2. If they are going to bring back parrying in UFC 5, be it, but please make sure it's not easy, because it really will ruin the game. It ruined UFC 2 in the striking aspect of it, in my opinion. And yeah, so I would rather than bring back UFC 3 controls, in my opinion. I think UFC 3 controls were sweet. I think it was L2, if I remember. L2 and flick the right stick down to go for a clinch attempt. And on UFC 3, you were able to deny the clinch attempt. So if they were to throw L2 and flick down to go for a clinch attempt, all you had to do was hold R2 and flick up on the right stick, and that would push them off you. And I don't see why they don't bring that back. That would completely eliminate clinch spammers. And yeah, bring back all those different positions you get in clinch. I would love to see that in UFC 5. I would love to see different positions on the ground, butterfly guard, loads of technical positions that you see in like the jiu-jitsu and wrestling world. Why not? Fuck it. Positions on the cage, like the Khabib Dagestani leg thing he does. All that type of shit. Why not? More takedowns, make it more technical, because honestly, I feel like UFC 4, to a noob, they might feel like takedowns were hard, but to like players who have played it for a while, like me, if it looked like there was only like about 4 takedowns you could do on the feet. There wasn't a lot, and it was really easy to deny takedowns on UFC 4 too. All you had to do was hold down the triggers, and if they drive it up or down, you just have to flick your stick. So they need to make it more trickier, if that makes sense. And yeah, they said they're going to completely change the wrestling system. Although in the EA developers video, they said something about it being the same as UFC 4 transitions. So I feel like they're going to keep the transitions the same. You'll be able to use your right stick to transition. But guys, I feel like the thing that's going to change the most is denials. I feel like denials will change in this game. They're either going to be a lot faster or slower because you've got to remember it's on 60 frames. It must be a lot easier to deny on 60 frames. So they might even get rid of it. They might even get rid of denials. The game might it might even become like a weight-based game. Say if he's trying to roll to his right, you might have to roll left to keep him in that same position. It might become a really realistic wrestling game where real wrestling knowledge comes into play. And so if you're a wrestler in real life, that shit like that might help you be good in this game. But who knows? There's a lot of things they could do. The submissions. When they were talking about seamless submissions, I was trying to picture what would go on in a game. But what I would assume it would be, so guys, use your imagination here because I really am. Say you was to start an armbar, right? And they were like you moving their right stick up, their left stick up to try get out. You would probably have to move your left stick down to hold them down with you, you know. And then if they try move right, you'd probably have to move your left stick left, and that would probably turn it into a different submission, you know. And if you were to move in the wrong direction, they would break out. But I think the goal is to hold them in that state where you've got them in a submission for a long period of time, perhaps 30 seconds or 10 seconds, who knows, because it might be difficult to hold them down. I'm guessing that's how you submit people. That is my guess. If that's how you submit people, then it's a complete guess. So I think to do submissions in this game, which is a complete guess from me, would be you'd start the submission by holding L2 and flicking in a certain direction, and then they've got to pull out, and they might be applying their weight upwards, downwards, and you've got to try to do the opposite to them to hold them in that position. And the game will be switching through loads of submissions to make it look cool, but your goal is to try hold them in that position for as long as you can. And it might be really difficult, but if it's really difficult, it must mean you don't need to hold them in that position for too long. Because I heard that the submissions on UFC 4 last too long. Some of them even like 50 seconds, which is not realistic at all. We might be looking at 10-second submissions here, guys, where you can lose in a flash, because that's what happens in real life. People move, boom, you're in an armbar, you tap. That's what happens in real life. So they might do something like that. I think 5 seconds will be too overpowered. I think more about 10, 12 seconds. If it's accelerated, then maybe obviously higher, but go for like 20 or 15. But that's what I feel the submission will be like after watching all those, questions and shit. And yeah, someone called like Diaz on TikTok, he spoke about how the game will be very similar to Undisputed. And it probably will be. The game will probably be very similar to Undisputed. I didn't play much Undisputed. I don't know if you guys did. So yeah, guys, give me your opinions in the comment section below, guys. I'm going to end the video there. Drop a like on this video if it was useful to you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.